What was the dumbest thing you ever did to try and impress a girl or guy? My senior year of HS, I told one of my best friends, who was also this sweet, beautiful, very in shape, football playing boy, to throw the football as high as he possibly could and I would catch it. You know, to impress him and make him realize I was the girl of his dreams. He threw it high. I did not catch it. I did fracture my pointer finger when it bounced off my hands. Had to wear a friggin' finger cast to school for a few weeks and go to physical therapy for my finger. He felt terrible. I felt like an idiot. He did buy me "I'm sorry" flowers though. So that was nice. People at school thought my finger brace was hilarious, since I was constantly walking around giving a number one hand gesture due to the brace. Everyone at school started giving me the number one gesture when I walked by them. Good times. I was around 13 and I saw him once playing with Kyriakos, so I decided to learn in order to impress him. I practiced almost every day, no matter the weather, and got 1,000 bruises, but I never got his attention beyond that one time he tried to steal my Discman. No regrets. Fun times. This past year I threw a fairly large college house party just so the guy I liked could attend. I didn't want to show him too much favoritism, so I tried to run around and talk to everyone as I was the main host. Luckily my best friend kept him company and acted as my faithful wingwoman. The night ended with me and my crush talking outside, getting closer and closer, until he asked me if I threw the party for him. Even being drunk didn't soften the blow of straight awkwardness. I tried to laugh it off and deflect, but I'm a terrible actor, lol. Looking back, it was kind of obvious the entire party was an excuse to see him. And I now understand why I liked reading The Great Gatsby so much in high school. Signed up for a French class in high school because a girl I like was in one. Turns out she was into me too. But my dumbass signed up for French 1 when she was already in it. In the following year she was in French 2 and I was sitting all alone in French 1 in a class I didn't care about. Can't locate the post, but on a similar post a guy commented that in elementary school he liked a girl with glasses and didn't want her to feel like an outcast, so he would come home from school every day and stare right into a light bulb to try to damage his eyes and need glasses. I lied and said I had experience in journalism, because I didn't think we'd have anything except a brief encounter, when I'd actually only taken one class in college. Our first date he took me with to report on a local clash between police and citizens, and I got tear gassed and robbed. This takes the cake. And the wallet. Getting up from the bleachers to play dodgeball. I tried to pull my sweatpants off while yelling "let's do this." Ended up yanking off everything. Boxers and all. Bold. In elementary school, when I walked by this girl I liked, I would pretend to chew gum and crack my knuckles cause I thought I'd look cool. Jesus. I was the first high schooler she knew who got my license. I drove us to hang out with friends of hers. Mostly guy friends. I guess she was trying to date one of them. I've posted this before but still funny to me. Dating a gymnast in high school. We go to the park and I see parallel bars that are designed for stretching, but I'm convinced I can do a handstand on them because I'm awesome. She keeps insisting they are too far apart, but I don't listen. Attempt said handstand. They were indeed too far apart, so I collapsed down, jamming my chest past my hands and strained tear all the ligaments holding my chest muscles to my breastbone. Good times were not had later or for a long while after. The funniest part is that this was her area of expertise and you still decided you knew better. I tried to jump through a swing. The plan was to go head first through, do a somersault on the other side, and look super cool. I smoked my face on the wooden seat. When I was a teen I took taekwondo classes and there were two beautiful girls around my age. They liked to go and have a smoke behind them all before class, and I wanted to be cool and impress them, so I took up smoking too. It was about 2 weeks in when one girl came to class early, so I went and had a smoke with her. Then the next girl came in and wanted to have a smoke, so I went and had another one with her. When we came back we started doing our warm-up laps and I felt very queasy. I had to throw up, so ran outside, right next to the Dairy Queen. I threw up all over the glass wall where the cashiers and several people eating looked on in horror. I intentionally threw multiple games of Uno to let a girl think she was amazing at the game. I memorized the complete poetical works of Robert Frost. Took my friend to the driving range and she asked if her insanely hot friend could come as well. Said friend mentioned she's never hit a golf ball before, so I'm thinking jackpot, I've got a way into talking to this girl and an excuse to ask her back out one-on-one if that goes well. Get to the range. Hit a couple of warm-up shots while she's getting her clubs rented and she takes the spot next to me. Decide really crush this ball to impress her and give the swing everything I've got. Missed the ball and clipped the ground and broke the club right off the pole. It proceeds to bounce back and smack me in the face and give me a solid shiner all while she's watching. My first serious girlfriend is home alone and I think this might be the day I get off of second base. I'm all of 13. Hormone addled. And obviously confident this girl is the love of my life. It's midsummer and I know I can bike the 3-ish miles pretty quickly. I tell my parents I'm going to see my friend right around the block. They warn me that a thunderstorm is rolling in. And I tell them it takes no time to get there. 10 minutes later I'm only halfway there. Terrified. Crying. Pedaling as hard as I can to go downhill against the wind. My all metal framed BMX knockoff Huffy doing its best to not get hit with lightning and fuse me to its shiny silver exterior forever. 30+ minutes after that, I pull into her garage and thank God that all the rain has hid the fact I've been ugly sobbing the entire way. Her parents then pull in as I'm literally hunched over trying to catch my breath. I tell them this was the only house I knew on the street and it would have been life-threatening to bike the rest of the way home in this storm. They smile, probably knowing it was a lie, and treated me to a nice dinner. It ends with a very awkward drive home with her father. My bike in the back of his truck. This dad just driving you home like this poor little dummy. He tried so hard. I hoarded a bunch of stuffed animals I won at a local arcade over the summer for this girl I really liked. One night, I thought, you know, tonight's the night. I'm going to surprise my crush with all these stuffed animals. And she's going to fall in love with me. So, I threw them in a white garbage bag. Walked 2 miles down the road to her house during sunset. And knocked on her door. She answered the door while I concealed the bag of goodies behind my back. She awkwardly asked what I was doing at her house and I revealed the surprise. She slowly grabbed the bag from me, looked inside of it, and gave me an awkward thanks while closing the door. Right then and there, I realized I miscalculated the gesture and probably looked like a huge creepy F. I power walked back home and to this day, I still think about it from time to time. I think it's my brain's way of punishing me eternally for putting it through that whole thing. I'm loaded with stupid stories like this one because I am a huge romantic and I tend to get bitten in the A in one way or another because I just don't see clearly when I'm in the haze of being in love. Did a backflip from a tree about 5 feet up. Landed it. But the ground was slippery. And I used my hands to catch me falling backwards. And broke my wrist. 10th grade me. You were a refined moron. If you put a strike anywhere match into a straw and blowed it onto the sidewalk it makes a pop and lights where it hits, so I fired them all around my crush's feet. It scared her and my plan failed lol. I tried out for an 8th grade school musical because a buddy of mine dared me. I got the lead role and then I spent 4 years of high school pretending I liked theater. I just liked building stuff and stage crew. Not really dumb, but kinda funny to look back on now. I wasn't good at sports, but I was fairly quick. So I joined the track team to impress a girl. Turns out the girl wasn't impressed by runners. But I did end up going to state in the 100m dash and placing second. Got a tattoo to impress a girl in my psych class. It did nothing and now I have a piece of shpiece by a guy named Philly Steve on my leg forever. Call me if you see this. Ashley. Oh. Finally. I can tell this story. My sister was driving me back to college after Thanksgiving break. And there was this cool girl who drove a yellow Jeep Wrangler who I had some classes with. On the road getting closer to the school, I saw a yellow Jeep coming up next to us in the left lane. Of course, I thought it had to be her. I was in the passenger seat. and decided it would be a great idea to open the sunroof, stick my head out, and say hello. Mind you, we're going about 60 miles per hour and I wear glasses. I opened the sunroof, stuck my head out, turned to face the upcoming car, and my glasses flew off my face. I am practically blind without them. I yelled at my sister to pull over, and we spent the next 30 minutes wandering around the side of the highway, blind, to try and find my frames. They got pretty smashed up, but luckily the lenses weren't too scratched. I was able to get some duct tape and a pair of sunglasses at a gas station and rig up the monstrosities I wore on my face for the rest of that semester. No cash for new ones. To this day I still don't know if it was her driving that Jeep. Learned how to wrap Cracker Bottle by Eminem. When I showed him I could, he only knew the clean version and I knew the actual dirty version. Sat through a marathon of the first 4 Twilight movies. The guy I was seeing went on a vacation with his family for 2 weeks, and I had the key to his place to feed his cat. While he was gone, I painted his bathroom. He thought it was weird, but seemed mostly okay with it. But it worked. He married me in October. Damn. Wish someone would come by and just straight up paint my bathroom, too. I'd be confused. But honestly, welcome the surprise. Not like it hurts anything. Got into a downhill snowball fight while skiing at 30 miles per hour. Hit some ice and shattered my tibia. Take up smoking in high school. Didn't get the guy and it took 15 years for me to quit smoking. Haven't been a smoker for almost 7 years now. Quitting smoking was one of the hardest things I have done. I feel this is my soul. I started smoking to impress this girl and 10 years later I still smoke. Hands down one of the dumbest thing I've done to impress anyone. Ran into a busy road and picked up a hedgehog. Wasn't run over, but my hand stung for a week.